Hi, this is Fred Barstein with 401k TV. We're in the middle of a TPSU program in the Philadelphia area at LaSalle University, and I am here with RobWisner from Paragon.
Yep.
Welcome, Rob. Okay if we ask you a few questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Thanks. Before we do, just tell us a little about yourself and your firm.
Okay, our firm's name is the Paragon Alliance Group. We're in Souderton, Pennsylvania. We have 19 staff. Basically, we have, I would say, close to 700 plans. We work with top tier providers along with record keepers, and all our plans have an advisor and a record keeper in general.
Right.
We do 403Bs, primarily 401Ks, prevailing wage type plans. We can do some multiple employer plans, things like that. So we're able to administer just about every type of defined contribution plan. We also have some experience with cash balance plans, and we can bring that offering to the table as well.
Good. Well, today at the program on your panel, you talked about automatic enrollment, and automatic enrollment's great. We know that it's made dramatic change and improvements in 401k and 403Bs, but sometimes the pendulum can go too far. What's the downside of automatic enrollment, and when should plan sponsors say, you know, that's not right for me?
Okay. I think the industry, the government, everybody thinks automatic enrollment is a great idea.
Right.
Like anything in your plan, careful analysis on your demographics, your employees, your participation rate, your plan design, everything like that should be talked about. It should be discussed. So in the end, you want what's best for you and your employees. So nobody knows your employees better than you. So we don't take the approach, you should do this, you should do that. We want to educate you on the options that are available. So for example, if you're failing your discrimination test every time, you don't have what's called a safe harbor design, and you've engaged your employees, you've done everything you could to get them to engage in the plan, and they're just not participating, then you look at their income levels, things like that. If they can't afford medical insurance, maybe you don't want them in their plan, maybe it's not the right spot for them. So I think talking through all the issues in that and understanding if it's right for you, and going through that careful analysis and we ask a lot of questions is one great thing to do. Just putting in automatic enrollment and saying it's in my plan and say, hey, great, I have automatic enrollment is a bad thing to do, because you need cooperation from your providers. So to enable an automatic enrollment plan to work, first of all, we would talk about the design. We get the record keeper to the table, the payroll company to the table, and try to get everybody working together.
Payroll's key, right? Because if you can't do payroll integration, automatic enrollment, I'm sure you've had some nightmares there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I actually wrote a white paper because I took 3 straight plans on that had automatic enrollment. In 5 minutes of looking at some tests, I could literally see that automatic enrollment was never instituted. So it was put in the plan, but nobody ever helped the plan sponsor get it started. And back then there was huge penalties on the sponsor to make up for those missed. So
they had it in the plan documents, but they didn't implement it.
They never implement it. Yeah,
right.
And you could tell. And when you talk to the client, they didn't even know they had it. So when nobody took it to the next step.
So when you say it's you look at the demographics, give me an example of just one example of a plan where automatic enrollment, this type of company or the demographics would not make sense.
Okay, that's a great question. I mean, first of all, if you have an advisor that's met with everybody, you have an employer that wants you to the advisor to meet with everybody, engage them, and you're getting a participation rate of 8 or 9%, you've reached your employees.
80 or 90%.
8 or 9, I'm sorry.
80 or 90.
8 or 9, and you have a target. If you have a match, and a 5% match, and you have people at 8, that's 13%.
8% deferral.
8% deferral, yes.
80 or 90% participation. Yeah.
So if you're getting...
So why do it?
Yeah, so do you want to set an enrollment rate that high? Most plans are at 3%, but we see it moving up, that automatic deferral rate might start at 5%.
Right.
A perfect example we have is a client of ours that 400 people. Many of them are retired, already worked a job. They're elderly, and they're working by the hour, maybe $10 an hour, driving a bus or something like that. And we've talked to the sponsor every year about it. Would you like to do it? And they basically say they won't even buy our health insurance, for example.
Right.
Trying to get them to save in this plan and get the match, we just don't feel is a good idea. We encourage them. We offer them the material. We talk to them. But by kind of saying you're in unless you say you're out, we just don't feel that'll work for our demographics.
So it's not right for everybody.
Yes.
So final question, you've been to like 10 TPSU programs and you send your clients. What do you think, why do you think plan sponsors are coming to the programs? Because we're getting more and more each time.
Yeah, I don't believe there's anything this focused on the plan sponsor of anything that I've ever seen.
Right.
Tim Doherty, for example, runs ours. Excellent advisor, very passionate about it. Tim has collected a group through your organization of people on a panel and experts that are local. So you don't just hear one person's side of things, you get to hear a variety of the different players in the market. And it's an open panel where the plan sponsors, they truly care. They would not be here. I mean, they're spending a whole day to make sure they do the right things for their plan and their participants in their company. So I give them a lot of credit, for taking the time to do that, and also for the company to allow them to come and take a day for that. So I think they're seriously engaged in trying to do the best thing they can for their employees, and that is refreshing because not all companies can allot that time, or a lot of companies don't even have a plan. So
they do get out at 2:00.
That's true. Yeah, not all day.
And they get lunch.
Yeah, they get lunch.
So we do that. So
it's whether they go back to work or not, right?
Well, anyway, thanks for your time. Great insights, and thanks for supporting TPSU. And thank you for watching 401k TV. Stay tuned.